The online education space is the fastest growing industry on the planet. From ebooks, online coaching, and courses, e-learning was responsible for almost $200 billion in market value in just 2022 alone. So it's safe to say if you have even a little bit of expertise, you could offer that as an educational product or service and make a good amount of money. The only issue is that this space is filled with a lot of misleading information, and it can get pretty hard and confusing to learn exactly how you can launch your own coaching or e-learning product or service. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through an exact step-by-step roadmap, the only roadmap you'll ever need to know for launching and scaling your own e-learning product or service to $10, $20, or even $50,000 a month. So let's get straight into the video. All right, so as someone that has done a little under $1 million selling online coaching and courses, I'm proud to present to you the start and scale roadmap to scaling your coaching or consulting business to 10, 20, or even well beyond that every single month, right? So let's get straight into it. How can we start getting our business and our services out there to the right people and making a lot of money, right? Well over 5 figures every single month. Let's get straight into it. Right, so we can start here, which is very, very important, which is establishing your niche and target audience. It's very important that you follow the 3S method. You want to help a specific person solve a specific problem with a specific solution. For example, you can help stay-at-home moms learn how to lose weight without going to the gym. You see how specific that is? That's going to allow you to make money rather than just being a general fitness coach that helps any and everybody. It's important to really get that and dialed in very early on, because this is something you're going to battle with every single day if you don't get this really, really specific and dialed in. Now, this is actually something we help our coaches and clients here at the DBA. We help them establish their offer and really dial that in. So if that's something you need help with, you can feel free to book a call in the description down below, or if you're watching this on a website, click somewhere on the page to book a call if you like. All right, next up is creating content daily directed towards your target audience. Organic short form content is the #1 way to grow and get attention for free. A lot of people want to go straight into paid ads, and the mistake here is that you haven't even validated your offer yet. You don't even know what you're offering is what the market desires. You don't know how you're positioning this offer with your messaging and copywriting, if this is something people are actually even interested in. Maybe they need it, but the way you package and sell it isn't as enticing as somebody else's offer. So the best way to get the ball rolling and the wheels spinning is by creating short form content on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. Now, YouTube Shorts is a little difficult because from what I've seen, it's hard to engage with people and DM people back and forth. The great thing about TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook is that you can have conversations with these people that are engaging with you. And this is important because you get direct feedback. And now you have feedback looping and understanding what's working, what's not working with your audience. All right, so I would create content every single day, short form content. You do not need to be an expert. You don't need to have a high definition camera with 4K quality, a iPhone 50 where the camera quality is out of this world insane. You don't need high editing skills. You don't need to hire an editor to do Alex Hormozy style captions. You just need to keep it basic, authentic, genuine, and consistent. That's all you need to be successful when you're just getting started, right? So nothing about this process in the beginning stages is meant to be perfect. It's just meant to be done, right? You just need to do this. You don't need to be perfect at it. Next, you want to start reaching out to the first few people in DM. So like I mentioned, YouTube Shorts is a great way to get attention through the algorithm, but you can't really engage and conversate with these people via DM unless you're telling them to go follow you on Instagram and DM you there. It's just an extra step that will have a lot of drop off. So I bet rather you just grow on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is by far the one of the most dominant right now, and the people tend to have an issue with TikTok because they see that the only way to really direct message someone that follows you or engages with you on TikTok is if you both are following each other on TikTok. Here's the truth of the matter. That is okay. It's okay to follow people back and DM them because you're just trying to get information about what about your content they engage with, what issues are they struggling with. And it's okay to follow these people. It's totally fine. You can just follow them back, DM them. Don't worry too much about it. On Instagram, as we all know, you can DM anybody. It doesn't matter if you follow them or not. What you're trying to do is just survey people, right? What about their content made them follow or like? What are their biggest struggles, or what about the content is resonating with them? And what are some things they may need help with? All right. So once you start to understand what some common problems and issues are that people are struggling with, you want to just take note of that. And if you can find a trend or pattern, that's what you want to capitalize on. So for example, using the stay-at-home mom issue, a lot of stay-at-home moms, the biggest issue for them is that they don't even know what exercises they need to do. So if you can begin to create content and an offer surrounded by the types of workouts stay-at-home moms can do to get started, then there you go. Or stay-at-home moms don't have any equipment at home. So what are some body weight exercises that they can just use at home to get the same type of weight goals that they want to get to, right? So that's an example there. You want to identify a problem in your niche that needs to be solved, right? So obviously we now know what the big issue is. We know who we're talking to and what their struggle points are. Now, how can we really start to solve that issue? Now, keep in mind, when you're establishing your niche and target audience, these people probably have a million issues that they struggle with. For example, online business owners, there's a million things that they struggle with. Lead generation, sales, client fulfillment. There's a million things that we can probably offer and serve to our target market, but we're going to focus on one specific thing. So the 3S model that I mentioned earlier is what we want to stay and stick around. All right. So in this case, we've now identified there's a couple issues a stay-at-home mom that's trying to lose weight would struggle with. It could be their dieting. It could be what exercises to use. It could be what supplements to take. It could be a variety of different things, but you want to, specialize in one specific thing. Always remember, the specialist gets paid more than someone that's your general doctor. Right? A neurosurgeon is always going to get paid more than your general doctor because they're specialized in one specific thing and they're really, really good at it. So don't try to be a jack of all trades. Find that one thing that you're good at and you can help people overcome and sell that and let that be the forefront of your offer. So now you've understand what your target audience struggles with the most based off the content that you're creating. You know why people are gravitating towards you on these platforms. So now you want to launch your product. Now there's a couple different ways we can go about this, but my personal favorite thing to do, whether you want to launch an online course or whatever, I don't care what it is you end up wanting to scale with. What I think is the best thing to get started is some type of low ticket cohort or group coaching offer, right? Or even one-on-ones as well. Something that allows you to set a low ticket price of anywhere between $97 and $500, where you're working with people in a group coaching setting, or maybe a handful of people at a higher price at a one-on-one setting, and just getting in contact with these people just to see what they're struggling with, right? You just want to be able to easily identify by getting on one-on-one calls with these people, what are they struggling with? What's their mentality? Why are they struggling with what they're struggling with? These are things you're not going to know unless you're doing one-to-one coaching. So if you believe your first offer is going to be some type of course, I highly recommend, okay, launch a course if you want to, but pair that up with some type of one-on-one coaching, where it's an entire course module, and then they can speak to you maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks, just to make sure that you're getting the right looping information, where you're doing the looping method, where you give something to someone, you let them dissect it, and then they're telling you the feedback that they got from that. And that's how you improve your product and service over time. I'd set a no-brainer offer. So if you truly believe your product or service is worth $2,500, I'd cut the price down a little bit until you really build social proof and have some type of leverage. So I would set a no-brainer price where it's like, oh my God, what you're charging versus what you're giving me is so much of a no-brainer. I'm just going to invest because it's so cheap from what you're offering. All right, people should basically say no. They can't say no to this offer because of how great it is versus how much it costs. So from there, once you enroll maybe like 5 or 10 people at a $97 offer or like a $500 offer, you want to start to leverage social media to sell to similar people, right? But during this program, whether you do a 30-day program or a 60-day program, you're using all that information and feedback to now create another product and service on your second launch, and also create more and more content that's a little bit more tailored to the people that are seeing results in your program. You're going to continue to leverage social media to sell to similar people. And then basically you sell the solution before building the solution, right? So it's an old model of sell before you create. People, they prolong their first few sales by saying, I got to build this entire course first. I'm going to build all the modules, all the homework. I'm going to make this a 6-module course filled with 10 lessons in each module. And they're going to do all that and then go to sell it to their market. And guess what? They're not going to make a single dollar, because you need to sell before you create. You're creating a product and a solution before you even know if it's validated, before you even know if this is going to get people results. And the biggest mistake online coaches and people in the e-learning space make is that they think they're in the minds of their target audience, but they're really not. They don't really do a good enough job of doing this. The only way you're going to get in the mind of them is by working with them one-on-one. And you're not going to build a whole bunch of course material or an entire program outline. You're just going to sell the solution. You're going to sell them, hey, I'm going to get you X, Y, Z. If enough people raise their hands and enroll with you, then you start to build out the product. I know that sounds backwards. It's a concept I struggled with initially when I was first getting started, but trust me, sell before you create. Sell it first. Once you have people enrolled and they're paying you, then you start to build that up. And don't worry about having it be perfect. And again, you can avoid all the headache and stress of having people pay you and not having a product by doing one-on-one coaching, right? You see how this all goes back to one-on-one coaching or some type of group coaching where you're selling your time, you're trading your time for money at that point, and that's okay in the beginning stages. So now you ask yourself, are people buying? If no one's buying, you got to go back and revalidate your offer, revalidate your niche, revalidate your target audience. So sometimes we create a good solution for the wrong people. So you may think that you suck at sales or you suck at content creation or your offer is just trash and you got to rechange your offer, but chances are, before even changing, I tell people all the time, before changing your offer, let's just make sure we're selling to the right people first. So realistically sit down and say, is my audience that I'm talking to now, are they really appreciating and validating this? Or should I sell this to a different audience? And if you try selling it to a different audience and they're still not buying it, then you now got to change your offer and your marketing and positioning. My biggest piece of advice before moving on here is understanding the importance between selling the mechanism and selling the outcome. You don't want to sell, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. You want to sell what the outcome of that actually provides. So if I do so-and-so for you, what is the outcome? Oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 60 days. All right, great. That's what you're selling to your audience. That should be on your website if you have a website, which I don't recommend. You don't even need a website at this stage. But if you do have a website, if you are saying this in your content, or if you're saying this on sales calls, sell the transformation, not the mechanism. All right, so at this stage, assuming people are buying, you want to build a mechanism that allows you to deliver more effectively. So if you're doing one-on-one coaching, this is where we now transition into one-on-one coaching with a course. So now that redundant information you're having to tell all your new one-on-one clients, guess what? Now some of that can be taken off your shoulders because they now can consume course material. Or maybe digital downloads like homework and guides and stuff like that that they can fill out on their own and use that to digest the information a little bit better. Maybe you started off with like some type of cohort or you started off with some type of group coaching. Now, what are some other additional things that you can add into your program to get people better results? Maybe you have a roadmap like this where people can follow through on their own and know what steps to take. Maybe there's a checklist that you can now build out because you know exactly what it takes to get someone from point A to point B. And now you can try to find ways to cut that process down, whatever they may be for your offer. And if your mechanism is still delivering and you're doing it in a more effective and efficient manner, great, you now want to move on to the next part. If not, you want to revisit the mechanism stages where you're now enrolled people in and now you're trying to find cool, unique ways to get them the results in the best way possible. Remember, people purchase online services to save time, make more money, or get to a place that they've been wanting and desiring to get to, but they can't do it on their own. So now if you're really delivering results and getting people happy, get case studies. I can't tell you how many people fail to do this. They feel uncomfortable asking for case studies. Get video case studies, testimonials, all that stuff. Get it. All right. Ask people right when they're getting amazing results is the best time to ask them. Hey, you just lost 10 pounds. Do you mind just filming me a quick 2-minute video just talking about and sharing your results throughout the journey so far? I'm looking to get more and help more people just like you. And these videos really help me spread my message around. That's all you got to say. 9 times out of 10, people are going to feel totally comfortable filming a case study video for you. Getting that is going to allow you to do and scale a lot faster because social proof is very, very important at this beginning stages. And it's going to be good for you as well because now you're building validation within yourself that you can actually deliver on the promise you're making to your audience and clients. All right, so don't worry too much about the timeline because this is going to look different for everyone. But let's say we're following this 14 to 30 day timeline. If you have one happy case study within your first 30 days of launching your offer, great, you've done your job. If not, we want to go back and revisit this stage again. Once you have that happy case study and proven social proof, you want to establish some type of community asset, right? So you want to start selling a similar solution, leveraging the case studies as social proof, right? So what I like to do is tell everyone now, if you're starting to really grow on social media and you're starting to get people results, start building a community. Maybe it's a Facebook group, maybe it's some type of Discord group, some type of community channel where you're funneling people through and providing a little bit more value. You really want to get content dialed in. Now, you should have a really validated offer and you know exactly who you're talking to and working with. So content should roll off the tongue easily and you should be pumping out content as much as possible. Now, this is very important, right? Creating daily conversations with your audience. You should be communicating, DMing, sending conversations, and getting people on calls with you based off the content that you're creating. And we have an entire workflow that we build for our clients at our program. But this is something you'd have to spend a little bit of time developing on your own. And you want to start to tweak the mechanism on how you deliver to people as well over time. Okay, so we started off helping people with just TikTok. Then we helped people with Instagram and Facebook now. So we're finding new, unique ways to help people get the same results in a more effective manner. And if clients are still satisfied at this point, great. If not, you got to retweak mechanism, make sure people get results. Now you have to sit here at this stage and ask yourself, is this offer scalable? Can you now go to 10, 20, 30, $50,000 a month? Do you have the bandwidth to do that, right? So if not, you want to tweak the mechanism and potentially hire someone to help you deliver to your clients. But if it is scalable, we now have to ask ourselves, are we making 10K a month? Now keep in mind, the way we get to these numbers is in the most efficient way possible is charging high ticket price points. High ticket as in $1,000 or greater is a high ticket offer in my eyes. And high ticket is just the best type of coaching. It is at least the highest profit with the least amount of exchange in time, right? So what you can do with high ticket coaching is group coaching with a course and a community, the 3C model there. And you promise a really, really high transformation where you're working with people for maybe 60 days, 120 days, or even longer than that, like 4 to 6 months. Okay. So if you're charging high ticket services and you're charging, let's say $1,000, if you should be able to easily enroll 10 people into your program every single month. And we do rolling admissions, meaning we're not going to do a 30-day launch after those clients are done after the 30 days. Then we try to launch again. No, we're always onboarding new clients throughout the program. And if you have a course and you have homework guides, even the newer people can come in and get up to speed a lot quicker because they have those assets that are self-guided learning. They can learn on their own, while the more seasoned, experienced clients can still get the value out of the program as well. All right, so you also want to make sure you're improving lead generation throughout this process as well. You should be creating more content, getting on other social media channels, DMing and engaging with more people. So at this stage, once you have a solid foundation, you have a good engaged audience, and you're starting to grow on different platforms, you want to hire an appointment setter to take over lead generation for you. This person should be DMing leads for you, getting them on sales calls, getting them on your calendar to speak with you so you can close them and enroll them into your program. And as you start to grow, you want to improve your sales process. Probably, you want to provide more guarantees if possible. You want to be able to close at a higher rate, right? You should be closing anywhere between 40 and 50%. And improving your sales process is important as well. This is important because you're going to start to raise the price of your program. So less and less people are going to be able to enroll. So it's important that you really indoctrinate these people with value, with information and education. So that way they get on the calls with you, they already know a little bit more about the point of this call, and they're a little bit more sold into the program, right? And once your sales KPIs are rolling, meaning you're closing at a high percentage and a good percentage, then you can start to scale with some other stuff like what we do, which is TikTok ads, getting a DM setter to go in and start DMing more people, and even creating longer form content like YouTube. So this is kind of a 50-foot overview of the entire process, and kind of quickly went through that, but through and through, guys, this is just the foundation of what you need. And I think a lot of people just don't know what the process and the journey looks like. So this is what it looks like, and now it's up to you to go out there and put in the work. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you got some value from it, hit that subscribe button. I got a lot more content like this on the way, and make sure you like and comment down below. See you guys in the next video.